Before we start this issue of Spacecraft Guide, we'd like to say happy 52nd anniversary of Apollo 17, the last mission to the moon. 52 years ago on this day, Ron Evans did the last deep space EVA on the way back from the moon to get film and other data from the service module. Happy anniversary, Apollo 17. In this issue of Spacecraft Guide, we are on the final switch of the sequence system, which is this bar coming up right over here. We went all the way from jet fairing. Now we're down to the last switch, which is the jet retro switch. And when you click on it, it takes you to the jet retrograde adapter telelight, which we have right here. Now, what this switch does is it illuminates amber by the 45-second time delay relay, 45 seconds after retro fire begins. The amber light cues the crew to jettison the retrograde adapter. Pressing the indicator ignites pyrotechnic switch H and other pyrotechnic devices which disconnect and guillotine the wires and retrograde adapter section reentry vehicle mating line. So we had everything primed, ready to go, and now this fires it. It fires the shaped charges which sever the retrograde adapter section from the re-entry vehicle. So that's how they get rid of the retrograde section. If you were a paying subscriber, we went over how these motors went on. Now you're getting rid of those motors, exposing all of the heat shield. It energizes the horizontal sensor system scanner head jettison relays, which fire the jettison squibs and jettison the scanner head. It removes the retrograde attitude signals applied to the flight director needles at TR 256 seconds, or 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Now that was on the 8-ball or the FDI, and we're going to go into that a little deeper later for paying subscribers. It switches the FDI roll control to the mix mode for the re-entry, and finally, by igniting the pyrotechnic switch 8, it extinguishes the indicated retro attitude, separation OMS lines, electric HEP adapt, ARM auto retro, green indicators, and the jet retro and then the jet retro amber indicator is turned on. So what we're talking about is, remember before we were saying all these switches here, they went to green. They went from amber when you had to do something to green when you did them. Well, now when you arm this switch and you fire everything, this switch will turn green, saying that, yep, you fired everything, and all of these green switches will turn off, which means yes, this is confirming that all of these pieces are gone and the heat shield is exposed. So this one little switch down here takes care of all this other stuff, cleans everything up, and we're going to show you how that looks by going into General. And when we click on General, it's going to take us to the system description, which we see here, and we're going all the way through to where the sequence system, if properly armed, will initiate retrograde attitude. The crew redundantly initiates retrograde manually as a safety precaution. During descent, attitude indicators eliminate crews as to deploy the parachute. So we are right here. And if we go down to here, we actually have the jet retro switch section right here. We see TR 45 seconds, and this is the depiction. We fired the retro rockets and everything was in here. Now we fired off all the guillotines and we cut this thing loose. So everything that we armed back up here, so we see we're right here, retro jettison squib switch armed. the Jett retro switch, press amber, lights out, pyrotech switches, guillotines, and shaped charges are ignited. So we press that switch, everything is ignited, and then the retro indicator is off. So that is exactly what happens. Now we're back into, now we're into this section, which is actual re-entry, and spacecraft is whirled 180 degrees, and the attitude mode is re-entry. So that's everything we did. Now, for our Patreon subscribers, even our free Patreon subscribers, so this doesn't even cost you anything. You can sign up for free and see what happens when we click on the switch, or this link here, schematics.